Hello, boys and girls. My name is Deegs, but you can call me Mom. Welcome to my kitchen. I like bad jokes, heavy metal, and eating. Hey, Deegs, what are you listening to today? Well, I'm glad you asked. I'm listening to the new Ulcerate record, Stare Into Death and Be Still. It fucking slaps. Today, in my kitchen, we're going to bake banana bread. I chose this recipe because it's really easy and I've made it so many times it's super hard to fuck it up. Let's try to do that anyway. Super hard in here to get an angle where you can see both me and what I'm doing at the same time. So I apologize that you're gonna get half of each. Let's begin. In this bowl I have 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour. Into that I'm going to place 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder, 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda, and here's where it's gonna get a little bit weird. So I made this recipe once as a complete accident. I went to make banana bread thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of hours ago and realized that I didn't actually have any cinnamon, which is totally fucking blasphemous because I always have cinnamon because it's one of my favorite things. So instead I just used what I had on hand, and that ended up being garam masala, which if you've never had it, it's like an Indian curry spice and it's fucking delicious. I don't even know what's in it, but it's like crack. And I also had cardamom, which is sort of a licoricey flavor, and it's pretty nice in a lot of baked goods, but it is a little bit strong, so you only want to use a little bit of that. Naturally, I totally forgot the amounts of everything that I put in there the last time, so I don't fucking write anything down. I barely use a recipe most of the time. So I measured out 2 teaspoons of garam masala, and then I have just 1/4 teaspoon of the cardamom, because like I said, that can be really strong. So we're just gonna try this, and I'm gonna add more if it needs more, because you can always add, but you can't take away. So let's try it. I'm gonna stir that up with a fork to get that all nice and distributed, because I don't like to sift anything for the most part because I'm fucking lazy. Alright, so that looks good and mixed. It looks like I forgot a little bit of my baking soda in here. Get the rest of that. We're gonna need it if we want this bread to rise. Alright, set that aside. Next comes the good stuff. Take your bananas. You want about 3 bananas. They're gonna look like this. Once your bananas start to get smushy and black and you don't want to fucking eat them anymore, do not throw them away. This is prime bread making banana. It's gonna be nice and liquidy, but also this is when they're at their most banana-y flavor. So if you really like that strong banana flavor, definitely use them when they're smushy. Plus they're gonna be easier to mash. So you want to chuck these into a bowl. They're just coming right apart. Oh yeah. Nice. Gross. I'll still eat them this way. I don't give a shit. Alright, we've got our bananas in the bowl. Eviscerate them. Be sure to hail Satan while you do this. Well, that was fun. To this abomination, you're going to add the rest of your wet ingredients. So I've got 3/4 of a cup of sugar, 1 egg. Always crack your egg on the counter as opposed to the side of your bowl so it doesn't shove the shells inside of your egg, because those are a pain in the ass to pick out. And we're also going to do 1/4 cup of oil. I have coconut oil because I really like the flavor of it. If you don't like coconut oil, you can use canola oil or any kind of other neutral oil that's in a liquid form. You can even use melted butter if you want to. I don't give a shit. Do what you want. We're gonna get that all mixed together. That looks good. Alright, so now you're gonna add this slurry of bullshit to your dry ingredients. And remember, since this is a quick bread, you don't want to stir it a lot. You want it to still be lumpy, or else it's going to be really dense and flat and tough and not pleasant to eat. Take your handy dandy spatula and get all that goodness out of there. I like to get it nice and moistened with my fork first. And then I go in with my spatula, making sure that you scrape down all the sides. So this is pretty much what you want it to look like. At this point, you can either stop there and just get right to baking, but we are going to add pistachios. This is about a half cup of pistachios that I've coarsely chopped. If you don't like pistachios, you can always use pecans or walnuts. Those are a little bit more traditional. But I thought since we're going with sort of these Eastern flavors today, I'm going to use pistachios. Also because they're my absolute favorite. I grew up in an Italian house, so whenever we went to see the relatives, there was always a bowl of pistachios on the coffee table. You know, those red dyed ones, every time we went anywhere. And I just remember loving them growing up, and they've been my favorite ever since. It's also my favorite flavor of ice cream, so we're doing pistachios. You want to just fold those in gently, because like I said, you don't want to overwork this mixture. Just kind of get them distributed. Alright, so I've preheated my oven to 350 degrees. You want to grease your pan, so I just have a regular ass loaf pan. I'm using coconut oil again to grease this up, but you can use butter or any kind of vegetable oil that you want. The easiest way to do this, I find, is I just take my hand and I smear it all around in there, because that's half the fun, right, is getting your hands dirty. Perfect. And you just want to dump this shit in there. I totally forgot to taste this to see if it needed any more of the cardamom, so we're just gonna hope that it works. It's fine. So that goes into the oven for about 50 minutes. And I'm just gonna fuck off for a while, so I'll see you in a bit. Welcome back, kids! We've reached the conclusion of our journey. Let's see how we did. You'll know it's done when you put in your handy dandy tester and it comes out clean. Perfect. And look at how absolutely stunningly gorgeous it is. Hooray! I'm gonna let that cool for about 10 minutes before I turn it out. And then I'm gonna eat the fuck out of it. I hope that you enjoyed hanging out with me today, and stay tuned for more adventures. If you like what you've seen today, and you appreciate my brand of awkwardness and terrible joke telling, remember, blast fast, eat ass, and subscribe.